Tip number 245 from the book 501 Contractor Tips. We are in the chapter on selling the job. This is one of those things, again, could be 5% of the people out there, could be 20% of the people out there. It could be 40% of your customers. It could be 2% of your customers. But pay attention. Sometimes you're going to go over to someone's house and you're going to see shoes setting on the porch. You're going to see shoes in the entryway. The people that come to the front door aren't going to have their shoes on. They're going to have socks on or little slippers that they use in the house, but they don't go outside. If this is the case, offer to take your shoes off. If they say no, this could be a trick. You know, take your shoes off anyway. You don't mind, I'm just going to take my shoes off. Now, if they tell you not to take your shoes off, absolutely not, then don't go against their wishes. But what I'm suggesting is that some people are going to be hiring you based solely on whether or not you take your shoes off. It sounds stupid, but this is one of those things, and this is kind of how it works. I think it's one of the best ways I can explain it. You know, let's say that you don't take your shoes off and you don't ask, and you go in there and you lay your clipboard down, and you might have had a gum wrapper, you know, in your pocket, or you set that on the table, you leave, and then you know, okay, can I use your bathroom? You go in there, you leave the toilet seat up. These are things that sound stupid, I know they do. These are things that can create big problems for your construction company, especially if you're trying to go from one level of clientele to someone who's maybe in a higher wage earning category, someone who has more money and is going to be willing to spend more money. Let's just say you go to the house, you leave your, you don't take your shoes off, you leave your gum wrapper on the table and the toilet seat up, and they get 3 bids, and your bid is the lowest bid, but it's not low enough for them because you irritated them by one of these things or all 3 of them. And like I said, I know it sounds kind of foolish, but this is how a lot of people think. You go over to someone's house and you rub them the wrong way, you're done. Why even? And I've been to jobs before where the people are just going through the motions, but I can tell I'm not going to get the job. I did something, I said something to irritate them. Just get out of there as soon as you possibly can. Quit wasting your time. Now, when I say that, don't forget that you are going to bid some of these jobs and get them, even if you thought, I don't have a chance. Done that before too. I'm going to leave that up to you. Best advice I could probably give you is bid all the jobs you can. Make sure that you follow through with what you say, you know, and if you don't get the job, you don't get the job, you know. I say that, but there are a lot of times when I didn't want to work for the people. They rubbed me the wrong way. So if that's the case, again, I'm going to leave that up to you. Someone rubbed me the wrong way, you know, when I come to their house and they said, take your shoes off, and they were a little rude about a few other things. I don't need this, you know, and off I went. So remember, you are going to say things or do things to irritate people. You need to reduce or eliminate the possibility of things like that happening. And this is a good example of one of those things. Some people look at whether or not you take your shoes off in their house as something that's really offensive to them. It'd be like you going over their house and blowing your nose all over, you know, someone comes over to your house and they blow their nose on your pillows, you know, what the, I know it sounds odd, but this is kind of the same level of thinking. What might irritate you on a scale of 1 to 10 at a 7, someone blowing their nose on your brand new pillows or your pillows that are 5 years old, but you like your pillows, you lay your head on these pillows, and someone and you going over to someone else's house and not taking your shoes off could be a 7, could be the same thing to them. So you need to be aware of stuff like that. And of course, don't do it.